What's up, everybody? J-Heat Sports Media coming at y'all again with that fire as always. Spitting the hot topics and getting the sports conversation started. Y'all know what I'm talking about: football, basketball, and boxing. Let's get into it. So, continuing with the top 20 boxers going into 2024, I left off with 16 more to go if you've been counting. Had an honorable mention in there because I said it was hard for me to get 20 on the list, so I had to add an extra. The next 6 I want to discuss, I brought up one of their names already when I talked about Demetrius Andre, that I wanted to see him fight Caleb Plant. Caleb, to me, at number 16, is a top 20 boxer in the world. Sweet Hands Plant is just that. Got a real nice arsenal to his game. Comes at you from all levels: jab, his hooks, his defense, his durability that he don't get enough credit for. Against Canelo, he went the distance with him and was boxing him well throughout the fight. Same thing with Benavidez, and those are his only 2 losses. He gave those dudes trouble, even though he lost. If you want to beat Caleb Plant, you better come correct, because most times he doesn't lose. Sweet Hands Plant is on my list, along with 2 guys from 115 pounds. Roman Chocolito, can't forget about him. And also Estrada, can't forget about him as well. Both of those guys fight at 115 pounds. Both are in a division that the Monster coincidentally skipped over. Not to say he's scared of anybody, because he's not, but got to give those guys their respect. They're definitely some warriors and been doing their thing for quite some time. I got those 2 in my top 15 in the world going into 2024. Neither has fought in a year now, so we need to see when they come back what they look like. But I'm looking forward to seeing them in action. And then make sure you catch this year Jaron Boots Ennis, who was just given the IBF strap at 147 pounds as they took it from Terrence Bud Crawford for not being able to fight him as a mandatory, because obviously Bud got to fight Spence. I don't like how that went down, but I will say Boots, he was on his way to being a champion at some point, because I figured Bud and Spence was going to 155, and the division at 147 was going to be Boots. Now he's got to prove it. He's got to defend that strap and continue to gain more. Make sure you keep an eye on that guy. He reminds me of Roy Jones Jr. in his prime, with more power and a little more dog in him. In addition to Boots, you also got David Benavidez. Benavidez, in my opinion, at 168 pounds, outside of Canelo, Alvarez is the guy, and we need to see him and Canelo to know if it's Canelo or him at 168. That's how good he is. In my opinion, I might have given him Fighter of the Year this year for going against Plant and Andre, 2 tough opponents, and he showed that he could box enough to beat Caleb and had enough power to make the corner of Andre concede. Finally, of the 6 I'm mentioning right now, I can't forget Errol Spence. He had a very bad performance against Terrence Crawford, but that's a guy many consider the best in the world. And Errol Spence was one of the top 3 fighters in the world, in my opinion, so I can't drop him any lower than 11 until I see what he looks like in his next fight. So for now, I got Earl at number 11. All right, that's all the time I got. Y'all know what it is, and you know who you looking for. J-Heat Sports Media. Remember to like, subscribe, or get at me in the comments. Let's go back and forth. You know where to find me. YouTube, Instagram, X, and TikTok.